Hey, it's Lock Zero, and I'm here with...
It's your main man, Rev. How's it going, guys?
And we are Journey to Laugh Tale, here to bring you the latest and the greatest in the One Piece verse.
That's right. We got that fresh, hot pirate action straight from the presses. I'm ready to go. I'm excited. Got the new chapter, 1032. But before all that, gotta do the obligatory responses. You already know.
Yeah.
Make sure to hit the like and subscribe, guys.
And also, here are our social media links. They are somewhere on the screen. Feel free to check up on our stuff there. We'll continuously update and post more content as time passes. And yeah, with that out of the way, let us get into our recap.
Absolutely. All right, so we have a great cover art. I'm actually not particularly crazy about this. It's just Yamato. She's like on the delivery right now with some black cats. And, is that good luck? Is that bad luck? Is Oda foreshadowing something for the future? Oh, who knows? Time will tell. Yeah, what were your thoughts on the cover art? You a fan of it? Not a fan of it?
I don't. It looks lazy to me, to be honest. And
yeah,
but yeah, this whole black cat thing looks like something that people would love to read into. Like they love looking at cover art and trying to find the most obscure details to foreshadow something in the future. So
listen, he's the master storytelling. It's all of it is connected. Every single thing. You're gonna look back in the cover arts 100 chapters later and be like, the brilliance of Oda.
Yeah, but yeah, let's get into this. So we got the chapter starts with Marco and Izo. They're paired up and they're going to investigate the Flame Yokai reports. Apparently, this news has been circulating, and we see Big Mom in the background.
Yeah. Then we immediately cut to Yamato, and she has Appo and Drake running around with her, and also Fuga, one of the members of the number. So they have a quick little interaction, and then we quickly see Robin and Brooke. They're falling from the sky, and they land in Fuga's hair really quick. So nice little funny moment there.
Yeah, and they are still being chased by CP0. So it seems like they made their way past the Minks that were trying to prevent them. So I guess that's some kind of observation of whatever their skill level is. But they're being chased by CP0, and the CP0 are also being followed up by the Flame Apparition, which in turn catches them in flames. And Yamato is concerned that this Flame Boy is making his way down to the munitions area where all the explosives and weaponry are. So she asks for Fuga's assistance in order to resolve this problem.
We see CP0, they're quickly recovered, and Appo, the quick comedy moments, he starts taking pictures of them, and he's like, he's going to sell them to Morgan's, get some money off that, and I guess expose to the world what CP0 is really about.
It's big news, man. Big news.
And CP0 is not cool with this, and they immediately Shigan him in the neck.
Yeah.
And to me, this kind of looked like he was like trying to slit his throat or something. I was like, damn, that's dark. But CP0 comments quickly. They know who Drake is and what he's about, and they're gonna try and assassinate him and get him out of the picture. No witnesses.
Well, yes, Appu pulls the behind the scenes victory, and he strikes him and
blows his face up.
Yeah,
hits him with that boom chicka pow pow,
and stops him from attacking Drake. Appu then states that he has armament, so this was not something sufficient enough to take him out. So he's getting some clout on his name, and ultimately this was after this confrontation, Appu and Drake decide to team up, at least in the moment, to deal with the CP0 members.
And we get a quick flash of them jumping in. Drake in his dinosaur form, so it's Go Ranger time, and they're going to take on the government members. And then we cut to a quick little flash of Zoro and King fighting the outside. And there's also a little apparition. We see Momo there, quickly under Onigashima in the first panel.
Yeah.
But the main thing is, Zoro and King getting it on. They're duking it out.
Yeah, Oda's just reminding us, hey, Momo's still out there trying to do his thing. But it said
failing very badly.
It says he's relatively near proximity of Zoro and King, I guess. But yeah, ultimately Zoro and King exchange attacks. Got some back and forth going on, but King's attacks seem to be way more effective than what Zoro is doing, and he's blocking his stuff. And during this exchange, Zoro's analyzing King, and he's stating that until he learns basically whatever race that King is, what abilities he has, that he's not gonna be able to beat him.
Yeah, and King is not one for talking, so it's gonna be interesting to see how he gets that done.
Yeah.
But as Zoro's getting beaten down, he's thrown into a rock. He starts hearing a shamisen.
Yeah.
I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And his new sword, Enma, goes crazy, drains his arm, hockeys it up in here. It starts steaming like wild, so it's trying to get into Super Saiyan form, I think, going Kaioken on him. And or maybe it's just freaking out because it also hears the music. And with that, we cut to the basement, and we cut to Orochi.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Orochi, he hears the instrument, and he's wandering around wondering what's happening, and he finds Komurasaki in a perfectly set up scene.
Oh,
and
she's on the island. How'd she get there?
Yes.
Probably the same way freaking, what's her name? Otama got there. Yeah, and I love exactly. He knew exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, Orochi's wondering. He's like, "Am I dreaming? What is this real?" And he's like, he's like, "I'm so happy to see Komurasaki." And Komurasaki's like, she ultimately says, "I'll always be by your side." And we will see how this event turns out.
And on that note, boom, boom, boom.
Yes. No break next week. Thank God. Yeah. See, I knew it didn't say it in the last chapter, but I heard it, in the various, forums and stuff that there was gonna be a break. So I was, hoping that wasn't the case, but it turned out to be a break.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
We can always wish and dream, but just because we want it doesn't mean we'll get it.
Yes.
But we're back on track, and we get another chapter next week. Very excited about that little Thanksgiving celebration, a little extra gift.
Yes.
For the holidays. I love it.
We're gonna be eating twice. We're gonna be eating a big Thanksgiving meal. They're gonna be eating that One Piece goodness. But now.
But it's never enough.
all BS aside, let's get into our discussion. So, where do we start? I mean, the cover art, like I said, it didn't blow me away. It actually kind of seemed lazy to me, like it just slapped whatever on there.
I had no, feelings about it. Either way, it didn't stand out.
Yeah.
It wasn't like bad, but just like chapter cover art. But we get into the action, and first thing we see is Marco and Izo moving along the board, trying to get to see where the apparition is, and they just go right past Big Mom, and I guess she doesn't give a crap. She's like, okay, cool.
Yeah, well, this scene is showing
deal.
that she's just not straight up obliterating Law and Kid off the bat after she's basically gotten her Super Saiyan form. But Marco and Izo are gonna go investigate this flame thing. So we have Marco and Izo, Yamato and Fuga. Who else is making their way towards the munitions area that we're aware of?
I guess Brooke and Robin now, and the CP0 guys.
Well, I mean, Brooke and Robin just kind of dipped. We don't know what their purpose is necessarily going to be, but we'll find out, I guess. But it's going to be interesting. Do you think Onigashima going to blow up before it makes it?
I don't see how, just because they got thousands of guys there. How would everyone survive? I'm not really seeing how that would work, but it's Oda. Maybe he's already slipped it in there. We just don't even know yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, we touched on this a little bit last time. Like, the whole thing, Momo could make little flame cloud. He's making already a bunch of little flame clouds, so he could basically carry everybody. But
like, if it blows up, I don't know how they survive that, is what I'm saying,
Yeah.
But maybe Luffy turns the bombs into rubber when he goes, when he does his awakening. That could be a thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm still gambling on, like, Onigashima will fall from the sky, and then he has to stop it, and he'll turn it into, like, a bounce area. And it'll just be a bouncing Onigashima. Everyone's like, what the?
Mm-hmm.
It's a big rubber place. And maybe rubber will stop an explosion, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll find out.
I don't know why, but yeah.
But yeah, Robin and Brooke are seemingly freed up from their plight, and we're getting some baseline of what the competency of CP0 is. Did CP0 really stick around and just take out all those minks? Would they have been able to just basically be fast enough to get past them, or do you think they just beat the shit out of them?
No, I think they probably beat the crap out of them, just because I don't see the minks just letting them go lazily.
Well, it's not so much that they'd be lazy. I'm sure they would give chase and stuff, but maybe they're just fast enough that they could kind of make their way through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not a matter of them being able to beat the minks, but is it more efficient to try to fight all of them, or go past them and pursue their quarry?
I feel like they took them on the way out. I feel like they took them out on the way down there.
Mm-hmm.
But they seemingly have really good recovery. They get attacked by the flame yokai, and it seemingly did no damage, but then they also get blown up by Appo, so that's, I guess, a cap on what their level is.
Yeah, I mean, Apu, unless you know what he's doing, you're not going to be able to get away from his attack. I mean, Drake has established what he does, but I'm sure CP0 is smart enough to figure it out fairly quickly. But yeah,
also, we get the comment that CP0 knows about what Drake's about. So to me, that implies they know what Sword's about. So if Sword's up to no good, or trying to undo the world, I feel like CP0 and the Tenryubito now know about that. If their plans, possibly,
Yeah, it's extremely possible. But yeah, I mean, do you think Drake and Apu are gonna come out on top of this situation?
I think so. I think they are.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna beat him. I think it's because I was wondering how Robin and Brook were gonna do it, especially because Robin's tired.
Yeah.
Which led me to believe they might get captured. But this is actually a really good way for them to be useful in this battle. I really do. See them beating CP0.
Yeah.
I just can't see them being the only one who lose on the side of the Straw Hats now.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way too. I mean, some people are like, "Oh man, if they lose to Apu and Drake and CP0 are trash, like all this."
What?
Yeah, I mean, but it's like it's the same argument. Like if the Straw Hats beat the Yonko and all that stuff, then the Yonko are trash, and it's like I don't know. I mean, can't you just maybe say not that the Yonko aren't necessarily trash, but the Straw Hats are just that good? You know what I mean? Like. I mean, I get that the people want
They're
there to be...
the main characters, damn it.
Yeah, I get...
They're going to get stronger.
I get that people want there to be stakes and stuff. They want this to be serious. They don't want them to just, walk through them or whatever. And they want them to kind of have to make sacrifices or take some kind of losses, like maybe lose some significant people. But,
Why? Why?
Because...
Why gotta be like that?
I don't know, man. I mean, One Piece is unrealistic. And it's super optimistic, but I like that, man. Like, there's already enough horrible shit in the real world.
Exactly.
let me live in this fantasy where the good guys.
Give me my
live.
Give me my Disney manga. That's all I care about.
Yeah.
But I do think that Appo and Drake will come out on top of this battle, and we're probably going to see their ultimate abilities, and that'll be really cool too.
Yeah. Do you think they'll awaken? Do you think they know their awakenings?
I think so. I think we're going to see a really cool awakening from Drake, and Appo will probably just make instruments out of everything or something really dope, like musical playground or something. Who knows? Studio time.
Orchestra. I mean, man, if Apu and Brook could pair up together, they could probably do some devastating shit, honestly.
Just be a jam.
Yeah. But yeah, it's interesting that Apu is taking opportunity where he can, and Apu is an agent of chaos. Like, he attacked Kizaru and Shabodi when he didn't have to, because he wanted to see what would happen. He wanted to measure him and see, what capability.
Douchebag, yeah.
But I don't know. It makes me like him a bit more. That he wants to take pictures of these guys and then just just throw shit into chaos. Expose the government, because at the end of the day, like the world government wants to act like they're high and mighty and whatever, but like they're doing all
better
this
than everybody, all the noble. But then you're here, buying weapons from a Yonko, probably helping him with his regime. So who's the morally superior ones now? World government. But anyways, we see the King and Zoro stuff, and we see King doing his best fuckboy impression.
Yeah, fuckboy King.
But yeah, he rips his head back and it launches out in like a spear laser attack.
Yeah, to me it's like a slingshot. Like he's pulling it back and it's like it stretches his face, and then when he releases it, it'll like shoots like forward, like kind of like when they swing a blade and it emits like a slice off of it, like an energy or a wind vacuum. That's kind of how I interpret it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not a fan of this. This loses cool points for me. It looks ridiculous.
Yeah, it's super ridiculous.
But him and Queen are just like the masters of ridiculous offense, I guess, for some reason.
Yeah, I would never have expected this from King. He seemed to be way more of a serious guy. So this funny ass face. It was funny. I'll give it that. But yeah, I mean, okay. So funny face aside, Imperial Deep Fried Steak. That's an interesting title because it was completely different in the scan.
They said deep fried steak. I was like, what? No, it's deep pride steak.
In
my pride.
in the scanlation it was like tempura udon or some shit like that, tempura something. So it was like and it was weird because I was like, so why? Because Zoro has like food naming conventions for his attacks too. So I'm like, is there some kind of meaning behind this? But they completely took that away in the official. But yeah, Zoro says like this is how the pteranodons of the ancient times used to hunt their
That's
prey.
what King says. Yeah. That's which is ridiculous. I hope not. But Zoro is trying to counter, get some offense, but King is easily dodging it, and he's just basically doing nothing to him. So then he tries for his his black robe dragon twister attack, and he just blocks it. No, it seemingly does nothing to King. King has the complete upper hand here.
Yeah, he envelops. He uses his wings as a shield and completely unfazed from this. And this was an attack that he pulled off on Kaido, so that's a feat for King. But yeah, he has some crazy ass defense here.
And then he obliges Zoro. He'll give him his duel, so he pulls out a sword, and looks like he's using armament haki on this one. And they clash up. They go, and King is just driving Zoro back like no problem. And during this whole process of being driven back, Zoro just comments, "I know nothing about him." He's commenting about each one of his abilities, whether they're related to his zone or not. And he's trying to just speculate: is he a fishman? Is he a giant? Or is it something he's never heard of before? And he's commenting whatever it is, he has to solve it or he won't be able to beat King, which is a huge omission from Zoro, that he won't be able to beat King.
Yeah.
He realizes he's very outclassed right now.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, there's a lot of setup here for what's gonna happen with Zoro and his whatever power up he's gonna be receiving. I mean, coupled with this, and Enma seemingly responding to the shamisen, because Komurasaki's Odin's daughter, and maybe there's so many implications. Let me start from the beginning. So Zoro has this voice of all things or kind of thing going on, or the breath of the world or whatever, and hearing the breath of things, and I guess maybe having this knowledge about who he's fighting and understanding who he is, and all this will get him to gain some kind of upper hand, hearing the breath of King's race or whatever it might be, and then the whole thing with the sword responding to Komurasaki, I think it's more than just haki that gets put into the blade. Like there's so much. This
part of your soul.
Yeah, so like Odin's spirit is in there, and it's recognized. I'm guessing it's recognizing Komurasaki and the relationship they have.
Well, that's the song that I think she learned from her mother, right? Like, didn't her mom play that when she was a baby or something? And that was the whole thing during the flashbacks. We got to look that up and check. Maybe one of our fans can do that too. But I believe that's, what resonates with that sword is like, going back to what's her face, Toki. Toki. But yeah. And then with the shamisen sound, we see, Orochi freaking out, and he, to him, the ghost come back from the dead, another ghost, from the past.
Yeah.
But this time it's a happy moment for him until his dreams get crushed, hopefully. And then we have Komurasaki, Otama doing this game. She's trying to lure Orochi in and make him. Not Otama. Hiyori.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's silly characters. God damn it. But Hiyori is playing the game to the very end, gonna try and get that last killing blow on Orochi, I'm assuming.
Yep. That's pretty much what it seems like. And also, I mean, with this scene here, I'm guessing that maybe Act 3 is gonna be wrapped up fairly soon. Or at least this would be the moment to do it, because they cut to the scenes with like the curtain drop and the music and all that stuff. So this kind of seems like an opportunity for that to happen. But yeah, looks.
I mean, I've been predicting that for 20,000 chapters now, so I'm not gonna stake.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, there's other things I could say about this, but I guess I can actually leave that for the prediction section. But yeah, man. Anything else you want to discuss regarding this chapter? Because there was a lot of stuff going on in this chapter. There was a lot of different segments making moves, and yeah, it's interesting to me that we haven't seen Luffy and Kaido for like so long. Like, it's been a while since we've checked in with their fight, and we don't even know. We don't know how that's going. Like a lot could have transpired in this time. But yeah, I think the CP0 stuff was super cool.
Yeah, definitely the craziest stuff. I thought they took out Oppo from the get. I was like, damn, that is crazy. But they're showing that they're not just pushovers. They have hockey, and that the CP0 are on some god tier level, like commander level. It seems like they're strong fighters, but not the end all be all.
Right,
They're supernova level, pretty respectable. But let's see, maybe they'll have power ups and stuff. We still don't know what the other mask guy does. Well, we don't know what either of them do.
Yeah.
I mean, but we did see some cool feats. It looks like they got set on fire, but they recovered from that pretty easily.
Yeah,
having quick movements.
If anything, that was something I actually wanted to mention before. Like I thought that when they got caught on fire, I thought that they were gonna take off their coats or whatever, and we were gonna see what they actually looked like. I thought that seemed like the moment for that to happen.
Not to be.
Not yet, anyway.
What do you think of King's fighting style? Yay or nay? Fan or no?
I mean, I don't know. That was a funny moment. But it is very, like, I guess, uncharacteristic of him from how he's been depicted so far. But aside from that, everything else is pretty on point. He's coming across as a very brolic, intimidating mofo. So
yeah, right now he's washing Zoro. It looks like it's not even close. Zoro's giving it his all, but nothing's really happening. King's kind of handling this with ease. He's like, yeah, I'm Yonko level, bitch. Respect my authority.
He fucking smashed him through like I don't know, I guess you can't call it a mountain, but a rock formation. He's putting him through the ringer here.
And he's not even using his firepower, so yeah. I mean, if that he can really do anything with it. But I'm assuming, they're not just for decoration.
Yeah.
But maybe they are. But Enma going off, and hopefully this is leading into another Zoro power-up. Maybe it'll talk back to him. Zangetsu will pop up or something and be like, this is how you must survive. You must use your fight against. I don't know. Who knows? But a lot of things happen. Crazy chapter. I gotta say, this had me wanting 1,000% more, but I got so much from this, so I was pretty satiated.
Yeah.
I will say that.
Yeah, definitely. Alright, I think that's it for our discussion. Now we can get into our chapter grade.
Ooh. Chapter grade. Yeah. I'm going to go really high on this. To me, this is like an 8.9.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that like slightly gives it that downgrade is that King F-boy face for me personally.
You don't think the humor, you don't think the value of the humor?
No, not for King. No, King, like, I love that he was just so on point, like down to business. Seriously, this is just stupid to me. Takes away so many cool points. But maybe he'll get them back because I think they placed Momo there for maybe stuff to happen with him and King in the immediate future.
Yeah, that fat face didn't give him any cool points for sure. No. But yeah, I'm gonna rank it pretty high too. I'm gonna go 8.8. I mean, just like basically there right there with you. There's a lot of cool stuff in this chapter. The CP0 stuff, I guess, was the most intriguing to me.
That was a development I didn't see coming, by the way.
Mm-hmm. And
I thought it was gonna be Oppo Drake.
The Marco Izzo stuff seemed kind of inconsequential, or it didn't really add anything for me.
I mean, it just happened, and then they didn't do anything. They were right there where all the stuff was happening, right? Or is that not where Yamato and them are either?
Yeah, I don't know. They're making their own moves. I really like how things turn out with Apu. His character is more and more interesting to me. He's obviously a douchebag, but he's not a scrub.
Kind of a funny douchebag.
Yeah. Him snapping the pictures is awesome. And striking back, he ain't falling out, like he ain't taking him out so easy. So
yeah. Do you think Brook is going to be the one to stop the flame thing, just because he's apparently the most useful member of the Straw Hats? And it's like the opposite of his abilities, fire spirit, and he's a spirit Iceman. Maybe
it's possible. I'm fairly certain Fuga is going to be a sacrifice to get this done. It's always the big lumbering doofy guy, like this, like the big heart boy is, he's gonna sacrifice it so that Yamato can keep going, and accomplish.
Some Bologna. He's just a happy-go-lucky guy, man.
Yeah.
He's just look, we're asking where his friend Yamato is. Like, yo, let's go hang out in the middle of a war. He's just a good dude. Just seems like a chill dude. I'll take back good dude. Just seems like a chill dude for now. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, so really good chapter. Action all throughout. A lot of movement. A lot of things happening and pushing it forward. It's good to see that Zoro's near the cusp of a power up. And and that stuff. It was pretty good to me, not as good as the CP0 stuff, just because of that F-boy face, but overall, really cool to see that fight.
Yeah. All right, man.
Leave me wanting more.
Now we can get into the MVP. So maybe there's a bit more discussion here. I mean, King is obviously a contender because he's putting Zoro.
He put it work.
Through his paces. Apu was impressive to me. He's making moves and he's being a fun guy. I mean, I guess that's really
numbers for me. Could be contenders because they ate that fire attack, came out, stabbed him in the throat. It revealed that they know what's going on with Sword at least, and setting up a big battle there. So they kind of carry this chapter. They were the most interesting part, to be honest. Right. So. For me, honestly, I'm going to give the nod to CP0 as my MVP this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. CP0 is your MVP, huh? I'm going to give it to King. King.
That's fair.
King was pushing the shot of Zoro. It won't last forever, but it's there. And I have a feeling that Komurasaki will be shortly becoming the MVP fairly soon within the next couple of chapters.
I don't know, but I will push back on one thing you just said. I think King could push him all the way to the very end. Like, I think he'll be like, dangerous. Like, it'll take the last second. Everything I've got, attack. If I miss this, I'm gonna die, kind of thing from Zoro. I think King will still be in pretty decent condition.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that Zoro's gonna win with extreme high diff situation here. But he'll ultimately come out on top, and this is all set up to get him there. But yeah, I think King. I say King, and you say CP0.
Absolutely.
All right then. So we've gone through all these, and now we can get into predictions. So I think by the end of the next chapter, we will get whatever this power for Zoro is going to be. I don't think this is going to be a permanent, I think he's going to tame Enma, or they're going to align in some way to be like, I want the same thing that you want. I'm here to get revenge as well. And,
maybe it'll show him the Conqueror's Haki way. It'll be like, this is the juice that gets me flowing, like, you got to do it like that.
Yeah.
Not like this. Come on. You got to use your hips into it or something. Who knows? But, I think we're going to get more of Brook and Robin I think they're going to go to the basement with Yamato for some reason and try and stop this fire nightmare monster thing from happening. So I guess we're going to get a little bit more of Yamato and her journey and follow along there. And let's see, maybe the number is just going to punch a giant hole through the ground so that they can just skip all the basement nonsense and just jump right down to where the bombs are. I could see that happening as a big funny moment where they're like, like, we're gonna blow up, and it's just like, nope, they just fall up there, and they get to where they need to go right before the flame thing passes through all the walls in 2 seconds.
Oh, I think there's a high possibility we're gonna see what it takes to kill Orochi. We might get some exposition as to why, after getting his head chopped off, he's still alive. I think her, and I think she's paired up with Denjiro for a reason. I think it's possible she even has a devil fruit. And I think they've been kind of waiting for this moment for her to be alone with him and end him. So I think that's we might see Denjiro. He might be behind those curtains, and kind of like the way when they showed those three guys, Bingo, Bango, Bongo, whatever, the three dudes that she basically scammed out of their money.
Yeah. Does Orochi know Denjiro is a traitor, like, to him? Does he know who he really is? I don't think so, right?
I don't think so either.
Because when Denjiro arrived, he was able to trick Sasaki.
Yeah.
So I don't think. Yeah. So I think Orochi. So that could be like we're coming to help you, get you out of here, and then it's like slash. Your head's cut off.
Yeah.
But I also have a future prediction when we get back to the King Zoro. So think what's gonna happen is King is gonna be flying around and notice Momo, there, and his whole thing has been kill Momo from the start. So he's gonna try and attack Momo to try and end the war right off the bat, and Zoro's gonna have to jump in and make that final move and save his life and take out King.
King's gonna think he has Zoro like down for the count or whatever, and Zoro will get back up as King is getting ready to strike Momo, and then wrap it up that way. That's a pretty good prediction. I could see that happening. But yeah, man, I think that's basically more or less my predictions, at least as far as I could think.
And you did mention, we haven't seen Luffy and Kaido for a minute. Do you think we're gonna get a sneak peek at them soon, before the year ends?
Definitely before the year ends. But I'm not sure. I don't think it'll happen next chapter. I don't think we're gonna see Drake and Apu versus CP0 next chapter.
I don't think so either for some reason.
Yeah, I think we're basically established. This basically feels like another one of those moments. Like, okay, the scales are not tipping strongly one way or the other, so we can move on to something else while this thing is going on.
I'm a little shocked. I didn't think we're getting another like mid-tier battle level thing happening. It's like more. I just want to get to the end battles already. Like, I just want to see Sanji and Zoro and Luffy do their thing. Not get more of these, but they are important to the story and they make sense. So I guess I can't fully hate it.
Right. I think there's a possibility we check in with Usopp, because Usopp went with Kinemon's torso to go see what was going on with Okiku. So that
we haven't seen them in a minute. That's true.
So it could be leading that way. It could be like all the auxiliary Straw Hats. The I don't want to say lower tier, but what I mean, like they're not the straight up combatants of the group. Maybe going down to deal with this whole bomb thing. You know what I mean? So we don't even really understand the nature of this flame yokai thing and how it works. Like, will it just be that you throw water on it and it's done? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is?
Probably not.
Yeah, this
can't see that.
Yeah, it's probably more tricky
effective
than that. Yeah. I don't know. I think that's a pretty solid prediction section. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I guess with the flame yokai, I guess wouldn't it make a lot of sense if Kinemon came back and cut the fire and blew it up? Isn't that kind of his thing?
That is his thing. That's 100% his thing. That's very valid.
I mean, that'll be his like last move before his top half realizes he was severed in half.
Yeah.
Or whatever they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, I think those are it for my predictions. There's so much happening right now. It's very hard to guess what's going to happen next. Still a lot of moving pieces on this board. We're not even in the final end game of things. But maybe we see a sneak peek of Chapter 3 coming to a close.
Yes.
Possibly.
Yes.
Maybe Act 4. And I think we're going to get Act 5 is the government trying to take over Wano.
I would think Act 5 would be a very like small resolution, wrapping things up to, it's the banquet or the party or whatever they need to do before moving on.
Now with the government ships coming there, now I think it's all going to be all battle.
Well, I mean, if CP0 gets taken out, I don't think those government ships are going to keep pushing forward, honestly.
Why not?
Do you think there's
Vegapunk?
Well, I guess so. If Vegapunk and the SSG are on there, who knows?
Well, they at least came, thinking, like, I feel like there has to be an admiral level threat on the ship. I feel like there has to be someone of that caliber, to protect to protect their, guys. Let's say they think that Kaido's gonna win. You're not gonna just leave a bunch of scrubs to get beaten by him on the off chance that he's super pissed either. So I think that maybe either they have some of the pacifistas, like advanced models or something on board, or an admiral level guy, or somebody that is respectable.
Yeah, 100%.
That'll be Act 5 on prediction.
All right, man. And with that being said, this is our goodbye section. This is the part where
the hardest part.
Yes,
hardest part of every video.
Tears my heart apart to say goodbye to you guys every time.
Every time.
But we want to thank you for sticking around. If you did stick around for this long, this was an awesome ass chapter. Super fun, great stuff going on. Again, please hit that like and subscribe, help us out, show some support. If you want to throw in some comments down there, let us know what you think. maybe we missed something, maybe you disagree. We love to have a conversation with you guys, and also our social media links.
Yeah. And if you guys have any theories that we didn't come up with, or saw anything happen that you think is interesting to talk about, will this guy join the Straw Hat Pirate Crew? Will this thing happen? Will Big Mom get amnesia again? Find out next time. No, but on a serious note, thank you guys for stopping by and watching the video. Like I said, anything else, like, subscribe, and comment. And be sure to follow us on our main social media pages.
Word. And on that note, I am Log Zero.
I'm Main Man Rev.
We are Journey Laugh Tale, and we will see you next time. Peace.
Peace.